Hello, buenos dias. Hope you're all having a beautiful day. What you're looking at here is the remnants of the bamboo retaining wall that I built, which actually collapsed. It was really dramatic. I wish I'd have caught it on video. Sort of cracks appeared and then it all fell over. And it's a perfect example of what is negative default programming. Hold on. So here we are, looking at the leading or facing edge, which is now got a stone courses which I'm building up, so it sort of, in some ways it sort of resemble a castle. And there's the teepee up there. So what I've done, it's been a huge learning curve. Now the negative would be to look at it and say, oh no, it's collapsed. You can see the one that is sort of with a right angle, that's the last of the 12 of the original. But the mistake I'd made was working from above, just basically throwing some of these heavier rocks down there, just landing, and I was putting them more into the corners, following the shape of the bamboo. So there's sort of like a rectangular, more like a sort of an office block. So it wasn't going very well really, and the bamboo, you could see it was starting to sort of lean out, and then with pouring water and the heavy clay, and of course the whole thing just peeled away. Now the negative thing would be to look at it and say, oh no, that's 3-4 days work, oh I've lost everything, blah 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 blah. But what did we lose? We actually gained. One, we gained on how not to build it. Two, it proved that the baffles, it's what I call these, it's basically 5 vertical sticks and then you put a load of horizontals in and you take it down in steps. The bamboo itself is not strong enough to support these heavy rocks, but when you combine the two and you sort of start raking back the rocks, it becomes a much stronger structure. So rather than look at it in a negative way, it's like, just change the perspective. The actual event has not changed. What it did prove that the baffles work, because even after the collapse I still had more level ground at the top, because the 3 baffles that I'd put in, 2 of them actually held, and where it keeled over, it actually has supplied me with the aggregate to create the walkway so I can work at it from this side, and I haven't got to go all the way down to get rocks, when there's a few that have scattered which I can then collect later as I build this up. So, and it's also a lesson with nature, do things slowly, don't try and do it rapidly in one go. So this is to me this is a beautiful example of the negative default programming, falling into that sort of victim mentality, and then not looking at it from the opposite perspective. And it's like, rather than what have we lost, what have we gained? One, we've gained an experience. 2, we've learned from that experience. And things aren't as bad as they first seem. And the beauty of this is pretty much all of the original structure I have salvaged. The only remaining part, and that's where I'd made the mistake of weaving it and doing too big a section. The whole thing keeled over in one, but it also acted as a brake to stop all this rubble going all the way right down the hill. So I've got material to work with, so I can now sort of build this up better and do it in smaller sections little bit at a time, do a little bit each day. And here's one of those magic moments. Look at that. Oh, little butterfly. I don't know if you saw it there. There's so many of those. We had a visit from, I call it Hopper from Bugs Life, a 4-inch long grasshopper. And it's like, I haven't got my camera. And it's like, please stay there, please stay there. And beautifully it did, so I was able to get photos of it. Yet another one of those magical moments. So that's the progress so far, and a valuable lesson learned, and I would say apply that with everything. What sometimes seems like a disaster, and if you think about your life, the way it goes, the series of events, they've all led to the present moment where you are now. They're all experiences to draw on. And as I've said in previous videos, whereas you have this system that is all about data collection, the question from that comes, well, what would it be based on in the metaphysical? And that is collecting experiences while we go through this experience within these avatars, and learn to co-create, learn to be in harmony with nature. He says creating something, but eventually I'm thinking I will probably give this a cover with like sort of mud earth, and then maybe add something so it'll encourage the growth to come back over it, so it'll be covered in thistles and dandelions and things, and it will just blend in and become part of the landscape. Anyway, so that's just a little update and a prime example of how to avoid that negative default programming. See it for what it is, weigh it up. When it collapsed, I left it for a whole day. It's like, I'll just sit with it and mull it over rather than feel the disappointment, and reassess the situation. And this is all we really need to do with ourselves, is look internally at ourselves, reassess things when things seem to go wrong. Find the positives, because if there's negatives, there'll always be positives. Things are always in balance, even if we can't see it. So, just a little update and the progress so far. So, more as and when. Now I'm on to build another leaf mulch box, another frame. The plan is to put them here, there and everywhere where all the terraces are, so this eliminates the walking. And this is the long-term leaf mulch that will take about 9 months to create, which I featured in a video the other day, the first one of those. So I will say love to you all, and hope you are having a beautiful, beautiful day. And if not, then maybe that's a perfect opportunity to sort of reassess. Not just see the negatives, but see the positives. Stay neutral to it. Don't allow the emotions to carry you into that victimhood. And rise above it and learn from all the experiences that we go through. Just my little tip from the experiences I've been through with this structure, this creation. So, love to you all and have a beautiful, beautiful day.